My name is D.
Welcome, welcome. I am Lish.
And this is episode number 52 of Allow It.
Allow it.
Look at me knowing how to count. It's not with everything.
It's not easy out here.
Exactly. It's really not. How was your week?
It was good actually.
Yeah.
It was a good, productive week.
Right.
It was busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other week.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to feel like my weekends are busier. I didn't think they were always this busy.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, but I just feel like
we used to do a lot of brunching on the weekends.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
now
weekends used to be filled with like
actually enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
That no longer happens.
It ain't looking like that anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Enjoyment.
Of course.
It was enjoyment.
I stay on the sidelines now of not being the main character. Unfortunately for me, someone else is the main character.
No, of course, yeah.
Yeah, same as you actually, because you take Princess to music, so she's the main character there, and Liam goes to football, so he's the main character there.
Yeah, I think also too, I don't have a day because it's always like it's always one day. Yeah,
one day,
so that's a bit annoying for me.
But thank goodness I have my Sunday, so I'm happy. Yeah. That's the only thing that I'm happy about. Remember when I used to do Sundays football as well? So that one day off is really nice and chilled for everybody involved. What are you wearing and why?
What am I? Oh, I'm really cozy, but I am wearing this dress.
Very sexy cozy. I've never seen anyone wear this kind of dress to say they're cozy.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't think so.
I feel the fabric. It's like, it's so soft. It's
that's true. It's like them, what do you call it? The Skims dresses that the girls rinse out to death.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why it just feels so like.
So lovely.
From H&M.
No, okay, then cool. Yeah, they look nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
This dress is from Cause. What else am I wearing? Nothing. That's it. Yeah. I've got wearing a black dress from Cause. Yeah. I've got this bracelet from YSL.
Okay.
Yeah, we freed Thug, so we don't need to say that no more. No. He's out. He's out doing nonsense. We don't need to say that no more.
Nonsense indeed.
And some Enciaga glasses. I ain't gonna say the rest of the name before people start canceling me.
They can see.
Start canceling.
You are cancelled.
Canceling me.
You're cancelled.
You're like, don't worry, don't do it. So, what has been happening in the internet this week?
Internet streets.
Exactly. I'm gonna need to stop saying that because I literally say that all the time, and like, when I'm actually speaking to people who are obviously not podcast related, you're like, what, internet? And I'm just like,
oh, they're like, girl, learn how to speak.
Exactly. What's happening on Beyonce's internet this week? We wanted to discuss the pastor who made a pregnant girl apologize, basically, for being pregnant. He made her apologize in front of the congregation. So for context, the pastor made headlines for requiring a pregnant girl to apologize in front of the entire congregation for being pregnant out of wedlock. So this obviously sparked intense debate online and public shaming and the role of religious institutions basically in private matters. So do you think, this is really dumb, but I'm still going to ask it. Do you think it was appropriate for the pastor to make the young lady apologize in front of the congregation? What's your...
It was very appropriate.
Yeah.
The little girl was wrong.
So let this go viral.
The little girl had no business being pregnant.
She had no business frolicking in these streets?
Frolicking by herself because obviously she impregnated herself because she was the only one that needed to speak to the congregation,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. She
had no
herself.
business.
And I bet you that person was in that congregation.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
It's highly likely.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those churches where it's like everything church.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wednesday Bible study.
It's probably a drummer.
Of course.
Probably plays the drum.
Not the drummer. The praise and worship. The drum. Praise and worship.
I done went ahead and got that little girl pregnant.
I don't know. It's just really... It's just like the day and age that we live in, and it makes it harder really for younger Christians to actually join churches and join communities of Christians, like a group of Christians, because they somehow think that that's the type of ish that's going to be happening. And anything that really happens in that aspect, okay, she sinned according to the words, right?
Yeah.
That's between her and God. We had a conversation this week about how I was telling you that it said in Romans that God is the one that opens the womb and closes it. So he opened it, she got pregnant. That's God's work. People just don't get pregnant for the sake of it. The odds are actually quite slim for some people.
There's a lot of people that can't get pregnant.
And there's a lot of people that can't get pregnant. So either way, it's God's doing, whether it was out of wedlock or in wedlock, whether they liked it or not, whether there was a church boy or not a church boy, a boy from school, whatever it may be. But I think it makes it harder for younger generations to, I don't know, to know that the church has kind of moved on from that type of.
Yeah, I think younger generations definitely steer away from the church because of those type of actions. It's no longer a safe
space. Exactly. Yeah. Actually, now that I think of it, has the church ever been a safe space when it comes to people having children out of wedlock? I guess a safe space is it's not necessarily in front of the congregation when you're supposed to apologize, but you walking through the congregation and all of that stuff, now 6-7 months pregnant, when they know that you don't have an other half, people are still going to whisper.
That's true. Actually, yeah. People will,
exactly. People are still not going to. And people.
Have you seen Nancy's daughter?
Of course. I highly doubt also that the teenage girls will go directly to their pastor and say, by the way, pastor, I'm pregnant, thinking that it's going to be a safe space. And pastor is going to say, actually, these are the ways that the community can help you. These are the ways we can support you. Whatever it may be. I know it happens sometimes in some churches, but I highly doubt that that's the first place a teenage Christian is going to go to her pastor and say, by the way, this is what's happened and it is what it is.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, she should have felt safe to confide in her pastor, and then also for not, he shouldn't have ridiculed her by speaking to the whole congregation on how she messed up and how she's here because she's committed a sin and now she's pregnant. And it's just like, people can see with their eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I think he also says something along those lines when she said, oh, I'm sorry. And then he said, you're sorry for what? Explain what you're sorry for.
Yeah, and then it was like there'll be no baby shower, there'll be no support.
Yeah,
like what kind? Like that's a bit.
What is that?
What's happening here? What's going on? And now what did the baby do? Why is the baby suffering?
I don't know why the baby's like, I don't know why I'm in this. Okay, I just was made.
Like, how did I get in
exactly this? I was made, and here I am. I haven't even come out, and people are stressing me out already. So this is the same person that's technically supposed to baptize your child.
Who knows? Maybe he won't even baptize her because,
he most probably won't.
She got pregnant out of wedlock. Exactly. So now the child must suffer.
Most probably won't. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt judged in the church? I know, obviously, you grew up sort of.
Yes, I grew up in church, but
is it something that maybe you felt along the way that you weren't comfortable, or something along those lines?
No.
Or even as an adult?
No, I'm not in the church. I mean, also too, when I got older, church was very Easter, New Year's.
Okay.
I definitely was not
going as regular.
I wasn't going as regular. Child, I mean, I know as a child going to church. I mean, I didn't experience such things, but I know there are definitely adults in the church
that were experiencing.
Exactly. Yeah, there was always rumors. There were always whispers. There were always
Yeah. I think that was really my experience. I grew up in the church heavy, right? My mother was a Methodist, and there wasn't really. I personally didn't feel judged on my behalf, but I felt judged on my mother's behalf. So there used to be a lot of whispers, a lot of. She said that she did this. It was just everywhere, really. I think the issue with church setups is. It doesn't, just because you're in church doesn't mean that people are not going to be who they are.
Yes,
they're still going to be who they are, whether it's in a church building, whether it's at work, whether it's in a family setup. And you all have like Thanksgiving together or Christmas together, people are still going to be who they are. So as an adult, obviously now I understand that, but as a child, I didn't understand why, because I'm just like, okay, like you said, the church is supposed to be a safe space.
Exactly.
So why isn't really safe for everyone to be just who they are and to support each other as much as we should? I'm sure churches now have kind of moved forward, I hope, but there will still be people who are who they are, regardless of whether being in a church or not. So there'll still be gossipers. There'll still be there'll still be people who are judgmental when they shouldn't be, because not everyone is following the word. I highlight how it's so difficult for when people say to me, "Oh, so like, what do you believe in? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Whatever it may be." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm a Christian," but in my head, I always try and hold back because I know the weight that holds.
Yes, of Christianity, to consider yourself a Christian.
Exactly. Christ-like behavior, Christ-like walking in the footsteps of Christ the whole entire time. And that's what really Christianity means. And most, if not all of the people that shout out, "I'm a Christian," don't really follow those rules. Not just Christianity.
Yeah, I guess.
And we know a whole bunch of Muslims too that are.
It's so funny because I'm watching.
They're only Muslim during Ramadan.
I'm one of my lovely shitty TV shows, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh yes. Of course.
There's two Muslim guys on there. There's one guy there from Jordan, and there's another Muslim guy there from South Africa.
Okay.
So the guy from Jordan, he's young. He was a virgin until the woman that he was getting to know in America came to visit him. And the day she touched down, they went to get married.
Okay.
So they went and got married, and then obviously they consummated their marriage. So they're doing the reunion because the guy from South Africa, he had an American girl come and visit him. Obviously, they consummated their relationship, but not a marriage. So at the end, he proposed to her. And so the Muslim guy from Jordan is like, basically, you're not a good Muslim. Sex before marriage? Why are you having sex? Yeah, why are you having sex before marriage? You're not married to that girl.
And then you propose to her after you knew what that tongue do.
Exactly. After the fact you knew what she's working with, then you propose to her. And then so Miss Ma'am, she's over there like, he doesn't have to be a strict Muslim.
The American chick?
The American chick. He doesn't have to be a strict Muslim. He's still Muslim, but that doesn't mean he has to be a strict Muslim. Like, he can still drink. He can still... And I'm just
like, who are you, ma'am?
Girl, if
why do they say that?
Step out of this conversation. I'm just like, we all have our faults, but let's not make our own rules up.
No. I think this is really... I guess the will become the death of us, really. Most people who have got faith or religion is that we pick and choose what we want to pick and choose from the Bible, from the Quran, from any other religious books. We select what we want and we run with it. And anything else that doesn't cater to our lifestyles or how we want to live our lives, we leave behind, because then we're like, okay, that I can't do, but this I can definitely do it.
Yeah.
And then that's when the judgment comes in, because you're judging the people who are not taking on what you've taken on from the Bible, from the Quran. They're taking on what they took on, which maybe doesn't involve what you're doing. So it's just everyone all around judging each other, but not doing any of it right. At the end of the day, no one is pristine or perfect.
No.
Yeah, the amount of times that we do hear about these pastors and issues with like sexual assault or sleeping around with most of the congregation,
I know that way.
Or homosexuality. There's all sorts, and this is for female pastors and obviously male pastors as well. It just goes round, because at the end of the day, everybody is human. And however, what I have learned is that people that say they are Christians, still deserve a community, regardless of whether it's perfect or not.
Yes,
and people who are Muslims also deserve a community,
whether it's perfect
or not.
Yeah.
So them going shouldn't be bashed, because at the end they're trying every week.
Mm-hmm.
They're still trying. It might not be perfect, and every time you go back and you try, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's like the gym. You try sometimes, you go a couple of days. You miss a couple weeks.
Oh my gosh. It's like, it's just like, in the new year, how everybody starts.
Exactly.
But by March, everybody starts dropping out.
Of course, that's why people are like, technically this whole like New Year thing should really be, New Year, New Me should really be dropped, because it's just not making any sense. No one is really following through. Saying that, on the, in my job, actually, they had this article on our like newsletter, or what is it called? Company
newsletter.
Company site.
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah, like SharePoint.
Exactly. Yeah. And they had this article about how last week was it last week or this week, actually? Which one was the third Monday of January?
This Monday, Blue Monday.
This Monday was Blue Monday.
Yeah.
And statistically, apparently, it's the saddest day of the year, and people feel the most. Their mental health crashes
on Blue Monday.
Wow,
mine was on Thursday.
Oh,
I had a Blue Thursday.
Tell us what happened on Thursday.
That's when my bottle broke.
Oh, damn!
I was running late. There's just so much happening on Thursday. I was very late. I get to the office. They're all outside because there's a fire drill.
Oh yes, of course. You mentioned.
It was just like,
now that you said that, I thought the fire drill was at your breakfast spot, and
no,
then it's after the call.
Office, yeah,
that's when I realized. Oh damn! It was actually in the office. So how long were you guys outside for?
I want to say they were outside maybe for like 15 minutes.
Okay, but it was still cold and unnecessary.
It was cold. It started drizzling. Yeah,
the weather was awful.
Yeah,
and you were saying, "Oh, I wish I was at home. I wish I just stayed home."
Like,
and I told you should have just stayed home, because it was awful. So you had a Blue Thursday.
I had a Blue Thursday. I didn't even realize it was Blue Monday, because I feel like my Monday was actually okay.
I think mine just went by pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but I wonder how sort of they got that data together. But apparently that's when mental health crashes. All of the people that were trying so hard at the beginning of January, that third week, basically, that's it.
That's when they give up.
All the gyms are starting to shut down again. The vapes are coming back out.
Not the vapes are coming back out. I guess, basically.
The weed crusher is back out again, and the bottle is out. The glasses are being wiped out
to like break the habit.
So
my gosh.
Apparently that's when it goes downhill again. But of course, there's like ways of combating mental health issues in January. It's a very, very long month. It is very cold.
90-day month. That's what I keep on calling it. The 90-day month.
It is very cold. It is very dark.
We need a cash app. You guys send us some money.
How is that gonna help us?
Oh wait, they got rid of Cash App here in the UK.
Oh yeah, they did.
So dead.
So how's Cash gonna help us?
I don't know. Send PayPal.
Oh yes, of course, because of the fact that the month is longer.
The month is long. Paycheck. For all of my Americans, we get paid once a month here. So can you imagine?
Oh, American people don't get paid once a month?
The most is bi-weekly.
Really?
Yes.
Even in corporate?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What? When I moved here and I told my people, they're like, how do you survive?
How do you survive?
I don't know. I still don't.
But you just get used to it after a while. I think if we were to be
it's a shock in the beginning. It's a shock in the beginning, because I was just like, what?
Well, you don't know how
once a month.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean by that?
I said,
it really just teaches you like supreme discipline, especially when you have children. Start realizing actually those days out don't need to be days out. They need to be days in, because as soon as you step out of that house, it's ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. As soon as
I open my door, it's
of course.
It's like, what?
It's like, where's the money gone? So I hope your Monday wasn't too blue, to be honest. And if you are one of those Christians that are keep on going to church if you want to, but pastors, please leave these young girls alone.
Oh my god!
Because you got your own demons too. That's all I gotta say on that.
I think that was just very mean.
Yeah, it was extremely mean, and the fact that I think her family put her through that is also crazy. Yeah.
Them Bible bashers.
I wonder how it went viral to begin with, or who leaked it. Whoever leaked it is the baddest.
Whoever leaked it said this is crazy. They knew like,
They knew it was crazy.
Like, this is a bit.
They were sitting there.
I don't think
like,
they went back to church. They probably
right.
were a visitor. You know when the church says, "Oh, do we have any visitors?"
Oh, of course.
That had to be a visitor.
Yeah, it had to be me in the back.
They're like, "What?"
I'll be like, Lish has to see this.
Yeah.
Because
this probably like, what's happening here?
This can't
Oh my
right.
gosh. Speaking of churches.
Yeah, go on. No, you're cackling on your own.
Because it was just so funny. I was actually cracking up.
Yeah.
So another shitty show I watched.
Oh gosh.
Love after lockup, whatever.
Love after
lockdown, lockup.
Yeah.
So these chicks that meet men that are in jail.
Okay.
Yeah. So this chick, she's married to this guy that's in jail. They got married when he was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out after 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in jail for a minute.
Okay.
So his mom comes to visit him and his wife because he's out. And the girl's dad is a pastor.
Okay.
The mom is a first lady, the church. And they want to meet the son-in-law's mother.
So they actually let her date this guy?
I don't think they were happy about it, but the dad was like, who am I to judge? Everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
And I think the dad thinks like the son-in-laws were going to become involved in the church.
Okay.
But that's not, the guy's like, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
So the mom, she's like a recovering alcoholic, I guess. She's a bit. So he's like, come on, mom, like we need to get ready to go to church. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I might, they might light me up when I get into, the church. Like it's been so long. So she's like, I'm going to pop some gummies. He was like, Mom, why would you take gummies before we go to church?
The mom of the convict.
The mom of the convict.
The ex-con.
Right? The ex-con, yes.
Okay.
So she pops these gummies.
Oh my God, I'm not doing this.
They go to the church.
I'm not doing this.
She's full on, like.
Oh my goodness.
She's high as a kite. I am cracking up because she goes from laughing to crying.
Oh my goodness.
To walking out being like, okay, I had enough of this.
What? Not her walking out. In the middle of
she's like, I'm tired of this. In the middle of the service, she said, I'm tired of this.
she said my emotions have just
said, I've had enough.
Oh my God.
I was just like, wow.
I just don't understand why she felt the need to pop gummies before you went to church.
She was like, can you go get your mother? What's wrong with you? He was like, Mom, why would you take gummies before church? Like, she's like, I'm tired. Come on, let's go. I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to go. Like, I had enough.
What's their ethnic background?
They're black.
Oh, God.
She was like, I didn't know it was going to be this long. She was like, I didn't know service was going to be that long. Like, it's too long already. She said I had enough. Yeah, but I just
that's so funny. I can't deal with people. Just please, if you're taking gummies, stay away from the church.
Yeah, don't go to church high, please. Don't do that.
Not it's too long.
Too long.
That is hilarious.
Too long.
Talking about your shows that you've been watching Young African and Famous Young African.
Famous Young Africans? I think it's Famous Young Africans.
First of all, they're not young. Let's just put that out there.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm confused about the ages.
They're definitely not young.
I feel like there's a variety of ages.
I think maybe
there's some older people there and some younger people.
I think I see what they did there. I think they did the young because obviously most, let's say, millionaires or multimillionaires or people who have like a certain amount of wealth in Africa are normally quite older. So I think they did that so that they can, because they're not the norm in terms of like money back home. So that's why they put the young in there, just to throw it in there, because like you mentioned, there is quite a variety of ages.
Yeah.
And most of them are definitely not young.
Yeah. No.
They're definitely not young. So how's it going?
I started watching it. It's a bit crazy already. The styling.
Oh my goodness.
The hair, the makeup.
I'm watching the clips. You know, the makeup, I kind of knew the makeup is always a little bit draggy. I've always kind of known this.
I wonder why. Is it because of the climate?
It's too much for me. I'm not, and you know, I love makeup, right? But I think it's just like, people still have to recognize you. You can't be a whole different person. Okay? It's too draggy for my liking, the makeup. It's also extremely hot. And even when they film, they've got the lights and all of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, maybe there's air conditioning, so maybe that's the reason why they give them like a full beat like that. But I've been watching on social media about the hairstylists and how...
Is that why the wigs are not staying? Because of the heat?
Their wigs are not staying because of the heat, I think.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Because of the heat. And Annie, I think, has got short hair.
She does. I don't know why she's...
So I don't think it's got anything to...
to like clip
onto or something. I don't know. Please, I haven't worn a wig in like an actual lace wig in almost, I can't remember, like a decade or something.
I don't think I've ever owned any lace wigs. I just had wigs that I put on my head like a hat.
Yeah, exactly. I've worn those. Remember my braided wig? I love that wig. I don't want to let it go. But I haven't worn a wig in a very, very, very long time. So forgive me if I'm not really with the program, but I don't know if it's a case of because of her hair short and this is the reason why they really just didn't stick it down properly. I'm not so sure what happened there, but I can see it all over social media. The wigs are not wigging.
The wigs are not wigging.
The laces are not lacing, and they're definitely not melting.
You know, something interesting though came about on the show where she was talking about her issue with Swanky.
Okay.
And I guess this is from the past season.
Yeah.
And it boiled over into this new season. And she was basically, what did he say to her? Like, if I'm lying or something, I'll deal with you so badly that Two-Face can't even save you.
Oh, wow.
And she was saying like, oh, like, who does he think he is? Like, the audacity that he even thinks that he's basically on the same level to even mention my husband's name. People that see him, they respect him.
Okay.
And I'm just like...
people don't respect Swanky and his craft?
But that's what I'm just like, but that's you assuming that people even know your husband. Like, I find this
I think people who watch the show know her husband. So
okay, yeah, but I feel like I find this whole OG mentality where the young people that are coming in, they have to have like the utmost respect and they need to bow down to I feel like if you do, fair enough, yes, don't disrespect me. But this whole like entitlement, like this is what I'm entitled to, I don't know if I care for it.
It's interesting that you say that because I don't think the actual husband would have that.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't even care.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he has the same mentality or anything. I don't think he expects people to like respect him in some kind of way just because he's an OG. I do realize, however, that his influence in Afrobeats and the community and in Africa is vast, immense. It's huge. The reason why most people, I think most Africans who are watching it will definitely know who he is. And people who are sometimes obviously not African as well that still watch it, enjoy Afrobeats music, recognize who he is.
She said like Swanky can't even set foot in these Lego streets. So Annie, girl like Annie.
So Annie, in a way, is
I don't know who none of these people are.
Yeah, of course, you didn't know them before.
I don't know any. Yeah,
and then of course I kind of explained to you what the individual, who the individuals are, and even the fact that I think Annie is in some ways, forgive me to say this, but is quite delusional. And I don't know if the delusion is amped up because the cameras are there and she somehow wants to create her own legacy or her own leg to stand on, basically. Because obviously her husband has had that clout for being an artist for such a long time. So now she's like, okay, cool, let me bring something to the table. However, I'm not so sure what else she does because I only know her as his partner. What else does she do? Does she mention anything in the show of what she does?
I have no idea what she does.
If she does anything,
maybe she's a stay-at-home mom.
Please put it in the comments so that we kind of know. But trying to tussle with someone like Swanky, who actually has an artistry, like he's a stylist, he's well recognized. You might think he's over the top. You might not like the way he does his styling. You might not like any of those things, but he's established himself by himself from the ground up without a partner. So trying to tussle with someone who's got their own ish. Meanwhile, you're lying on the back of someone, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Of someone else's legacy. That's something I wouldn't really agree with.
Shout out to Swanky. I like him. He's
I like so a bit cute. Of Swanky. I think he's amazing.
Oh my gosh. He's like, wow.
I love him being so over the top. You know how I love maximalism. Yes. And apparently he's coming back according to Glamour. And I said she's always been that girl. She never left.
Just for D money.
Exactly. You guys just forgot about her, but she's always been that girl. I love everything that's really African, over the top, money, rich, gold. Like that's like, show me you're rich. I want to know.
Show it to me. Let me see it.
Yeah, don't do all of this. Oh, I'm just wearing Marks and Spencer. You ain't never gonna know. I want to know. I want to know because it gives me something to say. Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Turn.
I want people's heads to turn. I really want my head to turn actually when I see that someone is rich and classy and all of that stuff. Because what are you doing that I'm not doing? Tell me, show me the way. Do you understand? Show me the way. So yeah, I like Swanky. I've always kind of liked his character in there anyway. He's obviously amped up because, like you mentioned, it is scripted.
Yes, of course.
But it seems like he's.
I'm early in, but I mean, he's busy.
Yeah,
because he's not available to shoot all the time.
Yeah,
in and out.
Thank you. So. Meanwhile, Annie's waiting at the door.
Busy, yeah.
That lace front.
the lace fronts.
Is the other lady still in there? The one with all of the...
I haven't seen her.
You haven't
the one
seen
that
her yet.
always wears the gloves because of her black hands.
Oh yes, of course, yeah, because of her bleaching. Yeah, of course
I haven't seen her.
Still haven't seen her yet.
No.
It's okay. And then the Zimbabwean girl, the rapper, she's still in there.
The one that was dating the guy that got killed.
Yes. AK's ex-girlfriend. Well, girlfriend, because they hadn't broken up when he died.
Yes, she's
still in there. I wonder if she's seeing someone now.
She said this. Well, in the beginning, she said the streets are dry.
Okay, so there was
ain't nobody.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And also, who wants to date someone who's
That's what Annie said. She's very crazy. So she started a fight with this girl.
Oh my God.
Then she turned around and she said, I'm not even going to say anything to her. She's still in mourning. She's mourning, like, Annie. Poor girl. And I'm just like, did you not, but you're the one who just
berated her a few minutes ago? I told you she's delusional. I swear. Like, some people who are even saying on the net, is it drugs? Because what can it be, Annie? What is shaking in that brain?
Hey, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
That was just for you, Asia. Since you love, you're the only one that loves Alicia singing so much.
I know.
She just did it just for you.
Just for you. Exactly. Annie. For our new set. So this is perfect timing.
Of course, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Guys, we got a new set, by the way. So we're over here dipping in and diving into the new norm. So bear with us, okay? I hope you actually like it because we kind of like it. So yes. I hope you do too. Now that I've finished selling Africa and all of its reality shows, what should I say? Africa to the world, my people. Africa to the world. So if you haven't tapped into Young African and Famous or Young Famous African, whatever it's
Netflix, called, yes,
do it, please. Do it, support the people, regardless of whether it's bad media or good media. it's all just media.
Support the people then.
Exactly, support the people then, and that helps us.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Allow It. Make sure to allow it in these streets this week. It's not every day you must cuss people out. Like I did this week. I encountered a Karen.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I nearly lost it with that Karen in the parking lot.
You about to go to jail?
I was about to go to jail. I encountered two sort of car-related issues this week of people not allowing me to park and all of that stuff. I'm just like, I don't like this. This is not cute. But I failed in containing myself in my anger. Next week, however, I am going to do better. I'm going to be the bigger person.
Repent.
Yeah, exactly. I've repented from my sins for this week. And these churches, please stop bashing people. And yeah, look cute. Stay mute.
Look cute and stay mute. Okay. Look cute and stay mute.
And I'm mad at it. Exactly. This has been episode 52. My name is D.
I'm Lish.
And this has been
Allow It. Bye.